Someone I know has gastrointestinal stromal tumor, GIST tumor, that's spread to the liver and lymph nodes. I'm so sorry to hear that. Could a keto or carnivore diet with fasting help treat this rare cancer? Thank you for all you do. Good to see you back with the Q&As. Yeah, well, thank you. It's good to be back. Yes, it could. I don't know of any studies specifically looking at ketogenic metabolic therapy for GIST tumors, but tumors in general, cancer in general. I mean, you have to think about how cancers work. They have dysfunctional mitochondria, all of them. All known cancers have dysfunctional mitochondria. And as such, they have to ferment glucose and, Jesus Christ, glutamine. Okay, so I may not have gotten enough sleep last night. So glucose and glutamine can't use ketones because they have dysfunctional mitochondria, and you have to have mitochondria to use ketones, right? So they can't use ketones. They do use glucose, and because it's less efficient and they have a higher metabolic demand, they require about 400 times the amount of glucose as normal cells. This is called the Warburg effect, shown by Nobel Prize winner Otto Warburg, who studied cancer for decades and showed that if you have healthy mitochondria, you cannot get cancer. And that was actually proven on the bench, swapping out nucleus and mitochondria, showing that you can take the DNA with all the cancer, put that into a normal cell with normal mitochondria, doesn't behave as cancer. You can even clone those cells and clone them into an animal, right? Mouse or a frog, right? But then you take the damaged mitochondria out of the cancer and you put that into a normal cell with normal DNA. It does behave as cancer. Can't clone it, just dies. Then they took healthy mitochondria, put them into cancer cells, suppress the cancer. Okay, so that's proof positive that this is the mitochondria doing this. Also, we know this anyway. You cut a tumor in half, you look at all those cells, only some of them will have the genetic changes. The other cells will have either different genetic changes or no genetic changes. And there are entire cancer lines, entire cancers that have no genetic changes whatsoever. So what the hell is going on there? If it's a purely genetic disease, then you should see genetic changes, no genetic changes, right? So all of them that we know of have damaged mitochondria. So yes, this can help prevent cancer, but also it can help treat cancer because you're limiting the amount of glucose. So it's called ketogenic metabolic therapy. The main researcher in this is Professor Thomas Seyfried, Seyfried. So I've interviewed him. That's one of my favorite interviews. I think it's probably one of the more important interviews I've ever done for just that reason. So it's so revolutionary, I think, in cancer treatment. And so a lot of people around the world are looking at this and have been started to treat their patients with this. In fact, there are major centers, like MD Anderson in Houston. I'm pretty sure it is one of the major cancer centers in Houston, which is one of the main centers. They use ketogenic metabolic therapy. Cedars-Sinai uses ketogenic metabolic therapy. For 15 years, they've been doing this. Unfortunately, they do this sort of as a last resort sort of thing. You've done the chemo, you've done the radiation, you've done the tumor resection, then you've done some more chemo, you've done some more resections, done some more radiation. Can't do more radiation. Now you have to do third stage chemo, last resection, and it keeps coming back. And you're just like, Jesus, all right, well, you could try not eating carbs. And they go like, this was an option the whole time? And a lot of people actually improve. And so there are case reports or case series from Cedars-Sinai, for example, with 15 patients, many of them neurological tumors, and some of them metastases, thymomas, things like that. Massive improvements. It shrunk these things down to nothing. And the ones who kept up with the diet are still alive at the time of publication. The ones that did not stick with the diet saw a massive improvement. It was shrinking GBMs, glioblastomas, that are the most aggressive primary brain tumor that there is, and unfortunately that's the most common, which is really horrible too. So hey guys, just want to take a second to thank our sponsor at Carnivore Bar. I don't promote many products because honestly all you need to be healthy is to just eat meat. For those times that you're out hiking, road tripping, or stuck at work and you want a nutritious snack that is just meat, fat, and salt if you want it, the Carnivore Bar is a great option. So I like this product not because it's just pure meat, but also because I want the carnivore market to thrive as well. And the more we support meat-only products, the more meat-only products there will be available in the mainstream. So if this sounds like something you'd like to get behind, check it out using my discount code Anthony to get 10% off, which also applies to subscriptions, giving you 25% off total. All right, thanks guys. This was, they had a number of these people. They actually had third stage, fourth stage treatments. Everything's getting worse. They put them on a ketogenic diet and it shrinks all on its own, right? And then people are getting neurological function back. They're able to walk again. They're able to go dancing, learn to read again, because they lost the ability to read because it's affecting your brain, obviously. And then all the people that stick with it, still doing great at the time of publication. And then the ones who didn't, one hadn't been previous vegetarian and said, look, I can't deal with this lifestyle anymore. I've got to go back to my old ways with my old friends and things like that. And unfortunately, his tumor came roaring back and he was dead within a year. So any tumor can be helped by that because all tumors have damaged mitochondria. So you're limiting the amount of glucose available. They need 400 times the amount of glucose. Don't give it to them. Right. So ketogenic is the key. Try to keep the ketones up, the glucose down, measure the GKI, glucose ketone index. And you can just put in Google Scholar, GKI, Thomas Seyfried, Seyfried, and it'll come up. He has published papers showing how to calculate that. I was a co-author, way down the list, just, sort of gave my 2 cents on on the work that was done by Thomas Seyfried and his team about a protocol for trying to standardize a ketogenic metabolic therapy protocol to get sort of a standardized, hey, this is how you do it. And so that is there. That was published last year. And so you can take a look at that as well. But I would start with my interview with Professor Thomas Seyfried and watch that and show that to your friend and see if they, want to get on board with that. I also have a playlist on my YouTube channel you can go to, and it's just about cancer. So that's on there. That's on that playlist. And there's a number of other ones on there, interviews with people who have improved or are treating this or treat people with this. And so that can be very helpful to give people direction as well. So good luck to your friend. I'm really sorry they're going through that. Get worse, but definitely pasture raised is what you want to do because they're not going to be fed as much of this garbage. They're at least out on grass where they have